Hello, everybody. I absolutely love this anime so much. Episodes 2 and 3 of Horimiya. We get to see what Hori and Miyamura are up to. And apparently, they never learned each other's first names. And I know that in Japanese culture, it's usually written their last name and then their first name, whereas everywhere else, as far as I know, does it the opposite way, whereas the first name and then the last name. So, of course, they've only been calling each other by their last names. And, Hori's mother asks, who's the guy, because her brother has been telling her all about him. And she mentions it's Miyamura, and she asks, so what's his first name? And Hori's like, wait, what was his first name? And she tries to find out his name by peeping in the boys' locker room, thinking that one of the guys would call him by his first name. That just made her look like a creep, to be completely honest. And Miyamura asked her, do you have a crush? Because it's the only explanation that you would have, besides being sexually frustrated, that you would have for peeping on the boys in the boys' locker room. And her friend actually asked her, are you frustrated? And she said yes, not realizing what her friend meant. Her friend meant sexually frustrated, not frustrated. So that was very awkward. She didn't even realize what she said, essentially. And shoot. Anyway, he gets to the house, and Hori's not there. Her mother is there with Shota. I think that's what his name was, Shota. And we find out that he apparently told her his first name, and she has to come out and ask him about it because she still doesn't know, and it's frustrating her. And he laughs because it's like, that's what you're going on about? And she was like, oh, you didn't know my name? And he actually says, no, I know your name, it's Kyoko. And his first name is Izumi. Izumi Miyamura. That's cute. And obviously she kept it just in case she forgot because, she doesn't refer to him by his first name. She refers to him by his last name, which I think is normal in Japanese culture. I think. I don't know very much about Japanese culture. And later, we find that she is doing work for the student council president, Sengo, I don't know what the heck his name is. And his girlfriend, who is also on the student council, had grabbed all the stuff that they had needed, and she ended up bumping into Miyamura. He tries to give her some of the paper she dropped. She's like, no, it's not important, trash it. And it turns out that what she had dropped was the budget reports. And obviously the next day they think that Hori had misplaced the budget reports because she was the one who worked on all that stuff. Thankfully, Miyamura walked over and, for some strange reason, headbutted the guy before handing him the budget reports and everything. And they were like, why did you headbutt him when you had to give him the reports? And he was like, well, the guy was just pissing me off. Thankfully, they apologized to her for that. But yeah, they were definitely using her. And the reason that she's allowing this is Miyamura actually asked her, does he have dirt on you? And it turns out, yes, he does. Because in the past, when they were kids, she used to bully him. And essentially, he threatened to tell everybody that she had treated him that way in the past once they got to high school. And so she essentially does what he asked her to do, so he doesn't tell anybody, because she doesn't want anybody to see that side of her. So yeah, everybody was like, yeah, he's definitely got dirt on her, based on her reaction. And later on, we actually get some backstory on Miyamura in episode 3, where we find out that nobody wanted to have him as a partner, nobody wanted to be in a group with him, and that's part of the reason why he became a little bit gloomy. And that's when he started doing the piercings as well. And now he has people that actually want to be his partners and to be in groups with him, because as soon as they start they start to have another group of 4 for a class thing, the others just push tables with them. So now he does have friends. I would assume friends, because, why else would they want to spend time with him, you know? Because with acquaintances, you don't really feel the need to spend time with them unless you enjoy spending time with them, in which case you would think of them as a friend. So now he went from having no friends in like elementary school and middle school to having 4 friends. And now they are in their 3rd year of school. Which, is it 3 years or 4 years before they graduate? I can't remember. Because it's 4 years in the United States, but I'm not sure about Japan. And now her brother has started grade school, so now she has to take him in early, and she gets to school early. And the girl, Iyasaka, I think that's what her name was, the one who had lost the papers and was the girlfriend of the president, asked her, is she dating Miyamura? And she says, no, we're just friends. And she talks like third person for some reason, and called herself, I guess her first name is Rem. And she was like, oh, well, I called dibs. And she was acting like she wanted to date him. I'm like, wait a minute, aren't you already dating the student council president? And I was like, wait, is she wanting to cheat on him? But then we find out later that she was just joking. But she took the joke too far, because she didn't tell Hori that she was joking, and Hori got mad and said, no, you can't date him, he's mine. So essentially confirming that she does like him. At least to the point where she doesn't want another girl to try and date him. And yeah, she's talking about this with Sakura, I think was what her name was, the green hair girl. And Toya, I think that's what his name was, the purple haired guy who had a crush on Hori and got rejected. He overheard this and he got mad, and he actually asked Miyamura later, what would you do if Hori went and confessed to you that she liked you? And actually, speaking of this actually came up earlier in, I think, episode 2, where they were watching horror movies, and she actually mentioned that she's double-jointed, and I'm not double-jointed. And she was showing him, and they ended up, holding hands like this, and she actually said, I like you. And then she doubled down and says, I like your hands. Like, she was trying to hide that she said that she liked him. And I think he said the same thing, and I was like, is this them subtly confessing that they like each other? I would think so, because that's usually how it goes in this sort of show. And yeah, I don't think he actually realized that she said that she liked him in a romantic way, but he was doubling down saying that, oh, she doesn't think of me that way, she just thinks of me as a friend. And Toya was getting mad at him and ended up hitting Miyamura, and then Miyamura just wailed on him after that. Because he was already getting pissed off. I guess that Toya wouldn't leave him alone about it. And thus they came to school, all beat up, and Toya didn't really explain why they got into a fight in the first place. He just said that Miyamura beat the crap out of him. And Miyamura actually told her friend, I can't remember what her friend's name is, that it was over Hori. That was what they were fighting about. And yeah, this is definitely getting interesting. It's only 13 episodes to the show. Did the piercings. And thankfully, now he's got Hori, he's got Toya, he's got whatever the girl's name is, as possible friends, and thus he doesn't have to worry about being lonely anymore, which makes him happy. which I am happy about because when Miyamura is happy, it's good. And Hori's starting to realize that she actually has a thing for Miyamura, even if she doesn't want to admit it. Which, I mean, why doesn't she want to admit it? I mean, Miyamura is a nice guy. I don't think that he'd be opposed to dating her. He just doesn't think she would want to date him because she only considers him a friend in his eyes. No, she only considers him a friend in his eyes, yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to get my thoughts out right. And yeah, I don't think he would be opposed to it. I mean, he really cares about her little brother, who calls him bro, by the way, which I think is adorable. And her mother already likes him as well. So, I mean, it wouldn't be that big a deal for them to start dating, though Toya wouldn't be too happy about it because he got rejected by Hori. And, let's see, all the other characters. What other characters popped up? Hori, Miyamura, Toya. I think that's really it besides the side character of the student council president, I'm guessing the vice president, and probably the secretary. And that's about it, to be honest, on the characters. Yeah, they're getting some more character development. Their relationship is kind of furthering a little bit, which I love, by the way. Any additional thoughts? I love this show so far. I am so glad someone actually asked me to pick it up. And tomorrow, I am going to try and get more done of this show. And here's hoping I can. Maybe at least 3 episodes. Maybe. At the very least 2. I want to get 2 done at least. And let's see. Shoot. My brain's running on empty. That's really about it. I love this show, and I'd recommend this show to anybody who enjoys a good rom-com.